Here it is, it's finally here. There's many ways you can buy a drone. I found this one on GepRC's AliExpress site. They had Black Friday sales that were basically 33% off of this drone. And let's get into the unboxing. So as you can see, it's the CineLog 20. I bought this for flying inside my house, and to go with, in a previous review video, I did the DJI Goggles 3 with this right now. This has got the O3 air system in it. The goggles that I bought, they are capable of going with the O4. However, that was released just recently, I think, and I don't have stuff to run with that. What's inside the box? Bunch of foam. Sweet. Keep that stuff. You never know when you need it. Especially if you're just working on a drone or something. It's filthy and you don't want to get like something like this all filthy. Keep that. Keep everything. That's my motto. Keep everything. Alright. What's in the box? Well, clearly there's a drone. A bag of goodies. Oh, these are foam. I thought those were plastic. That's hilarious. So if you're gonna bump into walls, you don't maybe mark them, I'm assuming. They're definitely a really nice foam. Hey, look, more foam. Love foam. Okay, so these are going to be, oh, this is just for your O3 air unit. There's some extra screws. Okay, so this is like an orientation guide for when you're going to program on, well, I use Betaflight. Alright, and it looks like you get a pretty sweet sticker package. Oh, couldn't have done that better myself. So, we're going to go into the what's in the box. OCD. Okay, so, what is this? So this looks like QR codes and links to all of, they've got Facebook, Instagram, their official website for GepRC, and to YouTube. That's nice to have. Here's their support card showing you for your user's manual download, and if you're having issues, there's a link. There's actually a direct email, so this could be quite helpful. Okay, this is really helpful. If you're like me and you have a way of always ending up soldering stuff up afterwards, well then this is definitely for you. So this is for the flight controller on here, an ESC. Can't remember how this one came, if it's a combo. I believe it's a combo stack here. But yeah, you're gonna need this. Sweet. You know, in an age where nobody gives you anything in paper like anymore, this I can appreciate. I run a business, and if I don't get a paper receipt, I need to print one anyways, because that's how my accounting works. So I like paper. The beauty of paper is trees have a way of regrowing, so as long as we're responsible with the rates that we use them, I like paper. Okay, so this is your quick start guide. This is going to be everything that you got to do to bind it, the basic programming, and yeah, it's pretty pretty much explained in this laid out quite well, I'm sure. I'm not going to look at that right now. So this is for the DJI O3 Air unit. Oh my lord. Talk about needy. Okay, so this looks like something to do with the assembly process and the binding with your goggles. Now, I believe out of the box, in order to bind the DJI Goggles 3 with this drone, you are going to need to update the firmware on both. So that's what I am planning on doing. As you can see, this is a fresh unboxing. I haven't used any other drones with my new goggles. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Okay, so that is messy, so we'll go like that. Let's see what you get over here. Alright, this looks like some for long-range antennas. I believe if you're going to go with what's that called? Like the anyways, I'm not using them. This is a pad that you can put on the bottom here. It's like a landing pad. Looks like they're giving you more than one of these. I'll probably use those, especially if I fly outside. You get a battery strap here. You know what? This just looks terrible on film here. Sorry if I'm panting in your ears. You are doing this at home, be very careful with a knife. The best suggestion I could give you is cut after your fingers and away. If you're not confident doing it, do not do that. Use scissors. My mind just doesn't think that way. I used to build houses forever, so I had to use a knife to sharpen my pencil all the time, right? So, like I say, these are for an antenna choice. I think this is if we're doing like the, oh, it's, yeah, if you were going to do like Crossfire or something, right? Yeah, I think they made it so hard to get your SD card in this one that they've actually given you this little fella here. Okay, so I'm not going to take all this stuff out. These look like a couple of D's nuts. That's what these are. There's a couple of nuts. Couple of M2 by 8 screws. We've got some M2 by 7 mil screws. You've got a couple of oh, you've got one, sorry, M2 by 8. That one's got an Allen key on the top of it. I believe they all do. M2 by 5 mil, or yeah, mils, I guess. This is what looks like a mount for a GoPro. Not sure entirely what this one is for, this little plug here. I'll pull it out, have a look. Oh boy, I just lost some mounting hardware there. Oh, this is to, if you're going to go naked GoPro, and then you can plug it into there directly. That's what that's for. Honestly, with the O3 Air unit, looking at the footage, I think I'd rather put that weight into a battery and have longer flights, being that my background in this is just kind of more mellow long-range flying, right? So that's just me, but you can do what you like. This looks like a bunch of adhesives. I'm not sure what exactly this is, but these may be luminescent strips, I'm not entirely sure. Then you get a GepRC keychain. Gotta have that. I'm not sure what these pads are for. These are really small. Little rubber pads. Maybe that's like a thinner alternative. This is these two. I'm not really sure. We'll have to look at the instructions after for that sort of thing. They give you one Allen key and an extra set of props, which I will not be opening. These are kind of hard to find too, I find, for this, so not impossible, just kind of hard. Okay, now that all that crap's over with. Oh, we had the drone upside down the whole time. I guess we did, yeah. So this is what you get in all of its glory here. Okay. I'll try and do this in a way that I'm not going to hit anything. There we go. Oh wow, that's cool. This thing is pretty slick. Oh, I see. Those are little foam pieces that go on with the red and gray. So this here is if you wanted to get rid of that if you're trying to be stealthy, I guess. Or maybe this is just for novice pilots so that you know the orientation if you're flying it by line of sight. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe this makes you more legit in a actual filming scenario where you do have a line of sight person watching you fly and keeping their eye on the drone. That may be related to that. So the rules on drones and stuff are so radically different from one municipality to the next that I'm not even going to speak to it. You're just going to have to look into it yourself. This drone I will be flying on my own property. Or private property that's owned, right? So I'm not gonna, it's light. This will definitely be well under 250 grams when it's all said and done. So this is something you may want to. I bought an O3 filter. This is like a UV filter so that it makes, if you're bright like in Alberta where I live, this can help cut down on the glare. That did not come in the box. This is something I purchased extra, so we will remove it. Now, this is something else that you will need is some batteries for this thing. They're suggested a 660 high voltage. Oops, this is not a review for this battery. This is what they have technically recommended, maybe not this exact manufacturer. I believe this one here is non-high voltage. Oh no, this is also a high voltage. 650. These ones were on sale, so you can run kind of whatever you really want in this, but if you want it to be the way that they've intended it to be run, this was, I believe, what their recommendations were. Now what we're going to do is we're going to throw it on this scale real quick. How do I zero this thing? I haven't used this thing forever. There we go. And we are in grams currently. So this drone comes fully assembled, like it's got the air unit in there, the props are on, your all-in-one is what it is, definitely an all-in-one's right there. I think what you'd need to do yet is put an SD card in this thing, right, if you plan on recording. There I had this one with pre-installed, which I've always done it myself. This is kind of nice. You can maybe see it there. There's the receiver, the crossfire receiver, and this is the antenna for it. This is the antenna for the O3 air unit. But anyways, so as you can see, currently this drone weighs 142.9 grams. That's with the receiver. Other than a battery, this drone is in its flight configuration. So I'm going to go ahead and just, I want it to be accurately placed so that if there was any test contentions. So, okay, as you can see right there, that weighs 207.1 grams. Here's a different battery option. This is a 650 mil high voltage battery. Is this one a high voltage? Maybe not. 15. Where's HP on here? Oh yeah, HV, high voltage right there in the corner. So this is a 650. I believe this is a high voltage as well. So as you can see, that one's a little bit lighter. If you were having issues, or maybe your drone weights are different. Mine's 250, sub 250 gram in my region. So you can see that either one of these options, like I say, this was the recommended, I believe, not the manufacturer of this battery, but the size and the high voltage configuration, and that weighs 207.1 grams. Okay, just some very brief thoughts on what I see and what I think so far, and I'm honestly, there's been no cuts. I probably will cut in the production of this video, but oh, there's where the SD card. I've been looking for it. I'll use this to point it out because my big fat fingers will probably make it so you can't see. If you can see it right here, the SD card goes in that direction right there. I'm trying to see if I can see the prongs in there. I think maybe you go card up. Either way. As you see, the bottom of this is the air unit, so I think it's probably wise to throw one of these little, hard landing pads on there. I haven't flown this yet, so I can't really speak to any of the flight characteristics, but from what I've seen, and from comparing it to other sort of like semi-induction style, it looks pretty good, nice and smooth, really shallow. I thought they'd be deeper. That's okay. The chassis is a really simplistic design. It looks like, really, if you're going to crash, you probably, what I've heard is these are where you're going to destroy these. So if you're buying this drone, you might as well, they do bolt on, they come between the engine here, these mounts. I believe it's all part of this piece. You almost need to do like maybe the whole chassis. Maybe it's in 2 pieces. Maybe it's in 4 pieces. You know how you answer those questions is when you buy a drone like this, if you're planning on crashing, you buy something like this. What this is, landslide, yeah, off-camera junk. What's up? What this is from GepRC, this is a frame kit. So when you buy a frame kit, you get all this jazz. This is not a review for this frame kit, but so here you go. Here is some key fundamental things that you're going to get. There's your bottom piece. I mean, you're going to get the whole thing. There's your piece right here. This is your main chassis. So if you have a really wicked crash and you break right here or something, the frame kit is only, I forget what it was, I got this on sale too. It was next to nothing. It was basically like if you bought 2 or 3 of these parts, you were buying way more than a frame kit. And it literally comes with 2 more straps. You've got all your screws, you've got everything, all the 3D molded parts. Here you go, you get 4 of these guys. So right out of the gates, if you were to buy these and I think a new chassis, it's darn near the same price as this kit, and then you get everything. So if you're new to droning, or if you're going to fly this thing in an extreme manner in close proximity, I don't know. This is what I did, and you may want to do what I did because it's probably the smart way to go. Look at all this stuff that you get, even if you don't use it, for just a general kit for in the future for all your drone stuff, for fixed repairs, lost screws. Because let's face it, that's all happens, all of the above, right? So you got some extra stomp pads here, more bump pads. If you wanted to go all red to make it fit a look or something, you've kind of opened up some doors for that as well. Not really my cup of tea, but you never know. Like, teach their own, right? If that's what you think's cool, then I think it's cool for you too. So if you're gonna buy this and you're like me and you do some crashing, you should buy this at the same time, okay? I'm not gonna get into really where I got this and what I paid and everything. That's not really what this video is about. What I will show you though is it's the GepRC CineLog 20 in black frame kits, right? So if you're looking to buy this with that, there's the code that you need right there. Okay, I think I can read that from there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. If you pause on that for a second and read that. If you're gonna get this, you should buy this. I mean, I did. So just the final thoughts here. Camera placement, it looks like it comes on a reasonable angle for me. I would probably take some out of that. I like this mounting system here. It's apparently supposed to take away a lot of the jello from the DJI O3 system, which some people complain of. And I mean, that can't be a bad thing. It is super easy to move around. So any kind of vibration out of this quad, and you're gonna probably dampen it quite well and give you the best possible imagery you could get off of this thing. As well, it's also, they've done that on the GoPro or the external camera mount here. So that's pretty cool. Now, for me, if I'm never going to use this, you could probably remove this piece, save a little bit more weight. If you wanted to push and not do like a 660 high volt, say you wanted to, oh man, now we're getting into it. Here we go again. Sorry guys. But let's see where we're at here. I got some other batteries laying around here that could be a good comparison. So if you're going to go for like longer flights and you don't want the little bit of jumpiness from the high voltage, here's a regular 650 size battery. Well, let's do it the same so that it's the proper comparison. As you can see, the drone weight should be identical. I don't know, I didn't look before, but so here is with a regular 650 sized battery, non-high voltage, so you're still under if you're in a 250 zone. This is definitely not the lightest version, but this one's reasonably well spec'd to compare for an 850 milliwatt battery. I'm doing this live. I haven't even put it on here. I have no idea if this is going to be over. Oh geez, would you look at that. I don't think you're going to get a whole lot more battery than that. What would that imply? Yeah, you've got like what, frickin' 6.6 to be at 250 even. So this is an 850 milliamp battery. Okay, so this is my GoPro Hero 12 right here. So if you, here's a battery, it's not, let me see, I'll just put it part way in. So now you take this off and you were going to throw a non-naked GoPro, which you would probably never do, but let's just see. And this is not with the mount on it. But as you can see, you are well overweight, so you will definitely in Canada need to have your drone license in order to do any of that. But if you're following all your local compliance, you can get an 850 milliamp non-high voltage battery with this drone, and you're still technically well under in the micro drone world. This is, I would consider, well under. Now mind you, I don't think you can get a lot more battery than an 850 millivolt non-high voltage, but I will definitely be trying all of these configurations, especially if they're all under. I think what it's going to come down to, and what I already know it's all about, is flight characteristics. So instead of using these batteries, I think the flight characteristics are going to be a lot more, you know, into like the high flight capabilities versus just kind of like a boring CineLog flight. So we'll see. I'm just talking with not even having flown any of this, but those are the assumptions I'm making. The one comparison that we could actually still make is just right now is, okay, so here is again the 660 recommended high voltage battery, which I've run high voltage, and I noticed like on other drones, and I've noticed small amounts of it's usually for weight restrictions for me that I would run something like that. But as you can see right here, now we should probably, let's go like this, because this is more of a fair comparison. This is all the way up, so we'll leave that out of this. This is a 650. This is a 660 high voltage, 650 regular voltage. So you're at 207 grams. And this configuration, you are going to be at, so if you go, I'm just using round numbers. That is a 16 gram difference. So on this size, just ballparking that, that's, I would say, in the neighborhood of a 7% weight difference in total. So you're probably going to see, plus a higher voltage output, you're probably going to see a little bit more peppiness with this. Again, I'll probably be trying it each way because I have no intentions of doing any other camera work other than what this one comes with. So hope you enjoyed this unboxing / non-flown review video, and if you'd like to see more of this content, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think and what you'd like to see coming up. Well, that's all I got for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, everybody. If you did, hit a big thumbs up for me, and don't forget to subscribe. And as always, guys, the message is be kind to each other, and I will see every last one of you in the next video. Peace.